Okay, so I'm just gonna hop straight into it again because I've got a fair amount to do and I've started a bit later than usual now. So I'm just gonna share my screen and get straight to it. So here we go. Oop, not my calendar. There we go. So we're gonna be doing the offer stack this time, not the pitch deck. I finally finished that. It took 3 sessions, but we're done with it. So I can just show you what that looks like quickly. I've still got some graphic things to get done with it, more on a visual side. But I sent it to my co-founder this morning, so he's going to review it. Give me some feedback on anything I might be missing, anything that could be tweaked, anything that can be a bit cleaner, and then I'm just going to take the weekend to really dust it up a little bit, make sure that all the alignment is perfect and the branding is aligned and all the rest, and maybe change some copy as well. But I was pretty happy with the copy overall. It did take some time, but I think it was looking pretty good in the end. So I can show you that quickly. Just flick through it to see what that looks like. The foundation, building the infrastructure for founder longevity. Yeah, so I've just got, it's 10 slides, very simple. Might have to add some eventually, but for a first draft, I think it's fine. Yeah, so you got the solution, sorry, the pain, the issue. You got a solution slide, market slide, or the kind of the market gap. You've got the core offer. You've got a bit of the backstory, narrative, and the team. You've got results and trust building slide. You've got sort of a roadmap and the overall narrative and movement. And then we've got an urgency page. And then we've got an invitation at the end. Very simple, very simple. Just to give a quick kind of taster of what we do. That's what I'll send to collaborators. I'll send it to partners. We're not looking for investment because we're bootstrapping for the time being. So we haven't been having too many chats with investors, but this is mostly for, yeah, like I mentioned, collaboration and for clients as well. Actually, there's some people where we'll maybe have a discovery call and then realize maybe they still need a bit more information, or would like to share it with someone they think it might be relevant to. And it's nice to give them a little a quick digestible take on what we do, who it's for, etc. Answer those key questions really. But yeah, anyways, so now that I'm done with this, I need to start a new document, which I'm debating. Do I copy the same document I had for the pitch deck, or do I start from scratch? Because I do want the visual branding to be the same, but it only has to be 4 slides, so it's not too bad. If I just go to pitch deck here. Okay, so I've just put in the prompt, I believe, to get this document ready to go. Yeah, okay. So my prompt for ChatGPT was, I need to create an offer stack slide. By the way, just for context, I've already fed all of my documentation, so it's already trained on all the details in terms of or at least a lot of details in terms of our ICP, our offering, our vision, our mission, like our philosophy, our values, all the rest. So it already has a lot of data, and I've already used this same folder to build out my pitch deck. I did use Grok before, but I kind of went back and forth a little bit. But now we're sticking to ChatGPT for the time being. And yeah, so I've just fed the prompt. I need to create an offer stack slide deck as well for the foundation, breaking down the founder collective, the founder reset, and the founder escape, which is our 3 main offers. The founder collective is our lower tier offer, so kind of the entry point offer, lower ticket. It's $50 a month, $49 a month, a recurring subscription based model. And it's essentially access to our platform, our content. So all of our training plans, all of our nutrition plans. We work in a wellness space. So we've got like essentially a fitness program tailored for founders. And that comes with a platform, which is kind of meant to be very easy to integrate into your day-to-day. It fits nicely into your workflow, integrates into your calendar and so forth. So you get access to that. You get access to all of the founders who are in our network already. So all the founders who are already practicing this way of building and are building their businesses with their fitness at the forefront. So not kind of this grind and hustle culture where they're constantly burning out, working themselves into the ground. Their health is maybe like pushed to the side. This is like really going for the performance route and treating the founder lifestyle as almost like an athlete lifestyle, and really getting that extra energy and extra productivity that comes with prioritizing and really protecting your health. And so you get access to all those people who are doing that, and that means you get accountability from them. So we have these focus groups that allows you to really build intimate connections and intimate relationships with these different founders and really support you in specific goals that you're pursuing. So that's quite a nice segment, instead of making it this broad, open-ended community where you feel like you're a part of it, but you don't really know how to initiate engagement with everyone else and actually feel like you know them and you can develop a relationship with them. But this is more of a way to align it and match with the people who are kind of pursuing the same thing as you, maybe dealing with some of the same challenges as you, so you can really support each other in that journey. And on top of that, you get access to, for instance, webinars. So we bring in experts because obviously we don't know everything, but we want to give our founders access to as much support as they can. And this has been quite the fun part for us as well, because we are generally so like super interested in the wellness, fitness, longevity space. And we come across a lot of founders who we think, dang, we should really like reach out to them, whether it's on LinkedIn or whether it's in real life at events. And after hearing the vision and the movement in general, it's quite they find like a lot of people get really excited about it and really resonate with it and feel that they believe it, and they believe that we're passionate about it and they understand the vision and the direction, and they want to support that. And then what that means is we end up getting to collaborate with like nutritionists, um, different physios that maybe have different like specialties, but also people who are more in a productivity space, people who are maybe in the mindfulness space. And what this means is we can host workshops for our founders with specific specialties and with different people that can come in from different fields that are sort of, it gives this holistic take on founder wellness. And we make sure that all of the webinars are really tailored to founders, which makes it quite this unique thing, which is cool to have access to. And for $49 a month, we really wanted to make it as sort of value dense and accessible as possible, because our core offer is really taking this holistic approach, taking all these philosophies, all these learnings and the actionable program, but also the platform, but actually helping you really truly implement it in a day-to-day basis and get clarity on what that looks like. For example, it's a 3-month program. So by the end of the 3 months, the goal is really you've implemented these different practices, this different lifestyle, which is really more favorable for your wellness, where you're not like burning out in a cycle and you can actually create that consistency and that it sticks long term as well. So that is kind of the goal for the second offer from that. So our core offer, which is the Founder Reset, we call it. And as I mentioned, the Founder Collective, the lower offer, is basically making that accessible to everyone, but just a more do-it-yourself way of doing it. Even though you do have access to like this network, you get access to basically all of the value from the Founder Reset, but just without the guidance and without that one-on-one support to hold your hand through the way and kind of guarantee results, so to speak. And then the final one I mentioned, the Founder Escape, which is, so this is a diagram I'm going to make. I'm going to create the founder or the offer pyramid, which is my plan for Canva. And I'll have, like I mentioned, Founder Collective at the bottom, the second offer, the Founder Reset, our core offer, and then our upsell from there, which is also our more exclusive offer, which is sort of tailored for the people who've maybe been through the program, feel like they're in a good place, but they want to really take this experience from it, create a deeper connection with the people they were maybe in the cohort with, and also kind of get this unique experience where they can almost enjoy the fruits of their labor, so to speak. And the Founder Escape is basically the latest offer we've created, and it's an experience based offer. So it's essentially an immersion or a retreat, however you want to call it. But for example, we're still experimenting with this and we're still developing this, so it's going to be a process of doing a bit of learning, or at least writing out exactly what the vision was for that when I'm creating my offer stack here. But we're running our first one in April, which is already soon. It's already in like 4 or 5 months, and this started off by signing up for a marathon, basically. So every year with my co-founder and brother, we've been signing up for marathons and doing this kind of marathon tourism, you could say, where you travel to a different destination, run their marathon, and you get to have 3 days to kind of sightsee, enjoy the culture, and yeah, like kind of relax a little bit. And that's what we've planned for Greece. So we're going to Greece in April, and it's not going to be the actual Athens marathon, but it's going to be the Hydra. It's called the Hydra Marathon, and it's a trail marathon on this island that's about 1 hour from Athens. And so we're going to go with a group of founders. We're aiming to be about 10 to 15 people. We've got some of the logistics in place, but I'll be sharing this. I think I mentioned in the last video, I'll be putting an invitation for anyone who might be interested, because we do have some spots left. I believe we're 8 people right now. And that's sort of a collection of friends and founders. So it'll be a cool group, and it'll be the first of our founder escape experience, essentially. So we really want to tailor it and make it this nice kind of 4-day journey where we get together with a cool group of people, get to run the Hydra Marathon on like the first day, really kind of enjoy that high, and then continue to kind of explore and fit in some experiences throughout. So a nice opportunity to really connect and kind of get away. So a bit of a, I guess, a retreat you could call it. But yeah, that's in simple the offer stack, just to explain the prompt here and to get an idea of what it is we're offering. And I'll explain this in more detail as we go as well. But and then just to finish the prompt, I wrote the way, like the layout essentially. I want to present it with one core slide showing the 3 offers in one snapshot. So kind of like 1, 2, 3 on the opener slide, and then an individual slide going in detail for each offer with any of the relevant details, and really creating a clear value proposition for each one, which we'll discuss later. And then I wrote, help use inspiration from sources like Alex Hormozy, Matt Gray, who are people I use to get a lot of information from. And they always do a good job at really creating these nice, clean visuals to demonstrate their offers and their stacks on the content side of things. And create a world-class offer stack slide deck. I wrote, we also have a B2B core offering, like a B2B version of our core offering. But I mentioned I'm not sure whether to include it or not, because it's not fully fleshed out yet, even though we have sort of tested it and rolled out some essentially like first trials, or kind of like sample collaborations where we've been able to test it in like a low risk environment. But I'm not sure if that's worth putting on this. I'm leaning towards no, not including it right now until it's a bit more fleshed out, just to keep this document simple and clean and to the point. So we've been left with a nice clean structure, which I'm going to follow through with and start to map out. I'm just not sure if I'm going to follow the same slides as before, start from scratch, because I ended up using a template from my previous pitch deck, but then I just rolled it out from scratch, essentially. So, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm just debating quickly what to do, because I want to power through this pretty quickly as well. I don't want to take as long as I did with the pitch deck. I think I've got more clarity here, so it shouldn't take as long, and there is less content to cover, I would say. Okay. Let's see. I'm just gonna, if we go to Canva, right, and we go to templates, offer stack is a bit too specific, but if I put pitch deck again, just see if there's a nice clean template we could really bounce off of. The thing is, they're also like tailored to their own brand, and unless, if you're trying to create a unique visual brand identity, it's quite hard to just kind of go through with an existing template. Yeah, I don't know. I probably will end up just creating one from scratch. No, I'll duplicate this one, so the pitch deck, just because I've already got the assets for it, as in like some of the visual assets. I can just copy paste, because yeah, I've got the font there, I've got the heading size and all the rest. So let's make a copy of that. Okay, let's open it. And then let's call it the foundation offer stack. Okay, we're in business now. I'm just going to delete. Actually, I'll keep the slides for now because here, I'll duplicate the slides I like most and then I'll use those. Yeah, I do like this background. Let me duplicate this. Okay. I'll put it first because we don't need a heading page for this. So the layout. I think I should just fly through this because I can always come back and tweak it. I don't want to spend too long on the details and make it fancy because it's not going to be perfect in the first try. I'm really prioritizing completion over perfection at this stage with every visual project I'm doing or marketing project or design project, just because it's so easy to spend too long on it and I just want to move quickly because I started the live stream a bit later today, just because I'm finishing, or I started the project a bit later. I finished. I had calls this morning, sales calls all morning, and then that's why I'm starting a bit later. And then I've got more commercial or sales work to do after this. So I do need to get this wrapped because it's Friday, and I don't want to work until the late in the evening. So ideally, we can wrap up most of this the next half hour, and then I'll have half an hour to do some commercial work before having to bounce out and get a quick gym session in. I might start doing come train with me as well, on top of come work with me as a live stream format, just because it's a nice way to also kind of document and capture my different workouts in the gym, because I feel like they could be quite valuable, and I think it's a nice way of making it a bit interactive as well, and just talking through my workouts so I can think out loud about what it is I'm doing, the different movements, how I structure my workout. I think it would be it could be valuable as well for people. They can ask questions while I'm doing different things. I think that could really serve some people. And then I can also clip the more informative parts of it and reuse that as well. So I definitely will start doing that. Maybe like 3 times a week or something. Could definitely get that to happen. Okay, well, visually, I'm gonna tweak it later. Let me just clear this page first. Let's just get straight to it, and then we can tweak it later. It's not gonna look pretty for now, but we'll take it as it comes. Let's shrink this a little bit. It's a bit too big. I think there's 88. No, I'll do for now. Quite big, but let's what was the main heading? Oh, I see. It suggests having a heading here, corner offer stack. Thing is, I'm not sure how to frame this, if it should be an internal document or if it should be something that is sort of public facing. Because in that case, I probably shouldn't call it offer stack snapshot because it's a bit too transactional. I don't really like that terminology. I think it would be better making it a bit more branded. But for now, let's just see what this will look like. In that case, let me also create a title page then. Actually, no, there's no need. I don't think there's any value in having that first page. There's really no need for that. I do like this. That is pretty much a pretty interesting take on it. I've not really framed it like that before in my own words, but I do resonate with that way of framing the three offerings. It's like they are all kind of aligned in terms of philosophy, in terms of method, but it is essentially three ways of integrating or implementing the system, in the sense that the lower tier one, you do it yourself. You're kind of in this community. You get the value from the people who are already practicing it and are sharing that. So you get the social side of it, or you get it implemented via the social osmosis. And then you also have actual access to the platform and to the contents. You do get to do it all yourself. And then the second tier offer, we guide you. So one-on-one, but it's still, of course, digital because we work with people all over the world in different regions and cities. So it gives them a way of personally adapting it to their own lifestyle and their own day in the life. And then the final third one, this kind of retreat 4-day intensive. Maybe in the future we'll make longer ones, but for the time being, the one we have on the calendar will be 4 days. That's a way of actually getting the whole experience and the values and like living them in real life for 4 days. So, everything from exercising, eating clean, living with a group of founders who are doing the same, following the same kind of stuff, building their businesses and prioritizing their wellness. And you really get this kind of immersive, experience of what we practice and preach in real life, and see it happen and feel it and live it. So that sticks as well. That's a nice way of wording it. I do like that. Okay, let's I'm just gonna find the right heading size. I don't know. That looks a bit big. That is too big. Where is it? I'm not sure. Is that the same? Okay, we'll just take this quickly for the subtitle, and then just get that copy over there. Yeah. Okay, and then after this, I need to get the 3 cards for the offer. Nice. Okay, that actually doesn't look too great. I'm going to use the official subtitle. That makes more sense. Yeah, that just clashes. 2 bold fonts on top of each other just doesn't work. If we take this, center that first. Yeah, and then let's just change this to black as well. There we go. Okay, that looks a lot cleaner. I like that. Very nice background. 1 system, 3 ways to install it. Nice. I like that. Now we have to get these 3 cards in there. So the Founder OS. Side title. Oh, I see. That was the suggested title. Okay, I guess it would be customer facing then. The Founder OS delivered at 3 different depths, ongoing, intensive. I don't know about this framing though, ongoing, intensive, and immersive. I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know if I would separate ongoing. I would say do it yourself, kind of like follow it through yourself or self-guided. Self-guided, intensive, and immersive. Yeah, maybe self-guided instead of ongoing. I think ongoing is a bit deceiving, perhaps. Okay. Let's see if this is too big for the heading. Yeah, it's pretty big. Let's shrink that. Still does, okay, one line, perfect. Let's do that, bring it up a little bit, and then let's see what that subtitle looks like. We'll probably have to shrink it as well. What was that, 66? Okay, let's bring this down to 20s. Let's get it to 21. Yeah, this will be definitely a more text heavy than a pitch deck, which I think is fine, makes complete sense. Let's change that to self-guided, intensive, and immersive. Nice. Self-guided might sound a little bit underwhelming. I see, like, might sound a little bit lackluster. Might have to tweak that as well, but I'll review it afterwards and see what it ends up looking like. Use 3 vertical cards across the slide, similar to your existing infrastructure slide. Yeah, okay. Let me see if there's, out of curiosity, I want to just quickly check if they have any Canva assets for like a nice card with like a shadow behind it, because it's quite hard to create that with the shapes on Canva. Yeah, if I just search card. Yeah, almost like this. Yeah, that would be pretty perfect, actually. This one would have been great. Something that feels a bit more 3D and tangible. It's a shame that they're all premium. Yeah, Canva Premium is super handy for these assets and the export settings as well. It's quite nice. I've not been too tempted to get it besides that, but I guess if I was spending more time doing marketing and content, I would probably make the jump and get Canva Premium. It is really good. I mean, it is a one-stop shop if you don't need anything too specific. And or if you're doing a full design job, then if it's beyond just social media content, maybe Adobe could help, or at least like Figma, for example. But Canva for the basic stuff is just so, it really does the job. At least I really, really do think so. Okay, I'm not exactly finding what I want. I might just have to do it myself. Make some manual cards again. Kind of a shame I can't get a shadow. I know I can't with the graphics. Let me see if I put rectangle. I'm not sure if it's the shape or the graphics I can't do it with. Like if I do like the square, for example. I don't really see an option to put a shadow on it. And maybe I'm blind and I just don't know how to use Canva, which could very well be the case. I just don't really see an option for that. Oh wait, advanced? No, this is text. Yeah, not sure. I don't see an option for that. But if I try with the graphics out of curiosity. Okay, well, I do think we can do the shadow with this, because since this is a graphic, you can fill it, you can get a border, and then you get access to these effects, which is what I wish they had for the shapes as well. Okay, I feel like you can get. I think you can get a shadow on these squares actually. I don't know why this is grayed out. Let's see. Using the photo editor will turn your graphic into an image and enable all tools. I see. That's fine. I think that's exactly what we want. Okay, so we had to go for images. That's quite interesting. Well, in that case, let's go back to, let's try card again, because there were quite a few images, and let's see what comes up. Because if we can just use a photo and put a shadow on it, then I think we're pretty good to go. Oh, the only thing I'm mindful of is if it doesn't give us a vector cutout. No, okay, forget it. Let's just do it ourselves. Nope, no shapes. Graphics. How much of this can we edit? Oh, we can change the color. If we do this, I think that's a nice. I mean, it's kind of like our brand color, and it's subtle. We don't want to make it more. Wait, there's no stroke, so why does it have this weird border? What is this? Oh, that's the previous one. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we have another color we can really use for this. If we maybe turn down the opacity, I think that's what we did for the pitch deck. Okay, let's bring it down to 60 then. There we go. And then we can just copy through these once we have them. I think rounded edges as well, corner rounding to 40. Nice. Yeah, that looks good. And if we can get a shadow on this, then I think we're good to go. And actually a border as well. I think we should have a border for this, because we can just visually, it gives us a nice chance to use our other brand color, which is this green here. Yeah, I think that looks good. Once we get a shadow on, I think that'd be nice. Okay, let me edit this so I can. Using a photo editor will turn your graphic into an image and enable all tools. I mean, we do want that. I just don't know how to enable this because I can't close this. I don't really see how I can enable the photo editor. Okay, what shadow? Drop for sure. Okay, I'm guessing it automatically converted to a. Oh, I see. The problem is then if we have a shadow, we can't really use the border because it messes it up there. Shoot, I don't know which one I'd prefer. Not having a border or having a shadow. I think maybe a shadow, actually. Let's try. See what that looks like. Or just turn off the border, the stroke. Yeah, I think the shadow does just give it a nice little effect. Okay, so we want 3 of these. I'm just going to do 1, and then, or actually, wait, we need to get the visual layout for all 3 so it fits. Just to make sure this works. And we don't want it to be too close to the edges, so it has to work quite nicely. Okay, cool. And if we make it lower, bring it down to this. Then we're going to have to make them a bit more narrow. How about this? Let's just align them to make them centered. Boom. Also, if you're a graphic designer watching me do this, you're going to be quite upset just because of how inaccurate this is in terms of like aligning and visual style. But I am definitely going to go back through this. This is just a rough like run through to really get a quick picture of it and to get everything on paper, on the page, like to feel like I'm making progress. And then I can go back through and clean it up, because I think that's a faster way to work as opposed to trying to do it perfectly the first time. I think that's kind of slows you down a little bit. Oh shoot, I don't know if I can do. Oh, okay. Well, you can't do rounded edges with the shadow, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, we move. Okay, so we're gonna need to get a fair amount of text on these. So I'm gonna make the font quite small. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be small headings. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I think that's a good size for headings. It's gonna have to be very, yeah. I don't want it to look too overcrowded and too dense. It's gonna be hard to polish it up, but I think we'll make it work. Okay, so yeah. All caps, the Foundation Collective. The Founder Reset. Then the Founder Escape. I don't know if I'm happy with that last name, but for the time being, I think it's okay. Like an escape, a getaway. I just hope it doesn't have like negative connotations or anything. But I think there's enough meaning behind it, like a nice nature escape, because all the immersions will be like nature, in nature, active escapes. So I feel like it works. At least I think it makes sense and is aligned with the meaning I want it to have. Okay, tagline: You're always on OS and community. Also, just to get the text on the page, I'm tweaking the copy afterwards, but this is just to to get something to work with. Okay, I did not copy that. Oh, I did. I just copied that one over. That's right. I need to get a tool like Alfred. I think there's some other versions as well where you can copy paste multiple things at once. That's super handy. I've been meaning to get a tool like that, but I've not really. I tried to get Alfred, but I couldn't get it to work. So I do need to find whether I just need to set up Alfred again. I wasn't sure if I had to pay for it or not. I couldn't get the copy paste function to actually work. But if there's anyone that knows any tools for copying and pasting multiple things and having like shortcuts for copy paste, that would be super handy. And I would love to use one of those because I really need one. And I need to sit down and find the time, like make the time to actually get one set up and use it because it does save you so much time long term. Okay, just getting the subtitle going. Maybe just make it bold. Let's make it more dense, maybe. What if we center it? Yeah. Step out the noise. I really don't like that subtitle, but we're going to change it. I'm just getting the layout right, and then I'm gonna come back and tweak the copy. For founders who want immersive reset. Okay. I'm just trying to think how I'm going to fit all of this right here. I might have to make this font even smaller, to be honest. Size is that 21? Oh, wait, these are both 21. Yeah, okay, this is going to be smaller. 18. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to have to be. Just to make sure it all fits nicely. Yeah, just get on the content on each one again. I've got a song that's been stuck in my head for some time. I've been listening to it all morning as well. It's what's it called? Edge of, what's it called? Let me find it. The Edge of Desire. Such a good song. Been really listening to house while working recently, and it's been pretty good. Especially when you take a break from listening to music and then you get back on it. It just, yeah, it really gets you going. And especially if I'm doing some deep work where it doesn't require too much brain power, like no brainstorming sessions or anything like that, but something like this where there's a lot of kind of repetitive, tedious work where I don't need to think too hard. It's pretty nice. So I might start trying to get some house music on in the background, like quiet house music for the live streams as well, just to keep things going so it's not too quiet the whole time. Okay, just trying to get all the copy onto these cards just to make it all fit on nicely, and then I'll move on to the next cards, and then eventually come back and tweak all the visuals and make sure it all looks clean and fits nicely. Is this the nope? Wait, that font did not just shrink. Okay, 18. There we go. Need this to be 18 as well. Yes, please. Yes, please. I'm realizing I might have to head home soon, actually, just because I do need to get the laundry going before. Oh, I do need to get that going before I go to the gym. So I might have to cycle home a little bit earlier from the office than I usually would, just to load that and then finish working from home, and then yeah, get a quick workout in. Desire. Okay, that's way too dense, and that looks like way too text heavy, but it's gonna have to fit. Maybe we make the font even smaller, because we do need this information. I don't think there's too much we can cut from this. I mean, each page will go into more detail about each offer. I guess maybe we could simplify it more for the sake of this cover slide, but I do want to go into like a lot of detail for each page, so I don't know how much I want to trim from the first page. we'll figure it out. Let's just copy this to the last one as well. Is that the, yeah. I'm on the edge of desire. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Okay, now it's the pricing. I'll just put it under for now. For the time being. Change the font to white as well. Or let's do linen actually. Membership. This is not our actual pricing, by the way. I haven't put that information in. But the official price for the lower tier is $49 a month. I don't know why I'm copying that. I was curious to see what they recommend or what price they put for it. Program. I haven't put in the official price for the for our offerings into GPT, but it's funny to see like the pricing guesses based on all of the value, like the value proposition and the actual structure of the offering, because it kind of gives a guesstimate. It's probably being generous, but it's good to know that it overinflates the prices by a lot. I think it's just a good sign that at least we're over delivering in terms of value for the price we're charging, which is good to know. Oh, and then yeah. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, that is the goal of crafting all this. We're truly trying to think, how can we give 10x the value of the actual price, so we don't have any doubts on that front and just feel really confident about everything we're doing. The founder escape, well, okay, well, I mean, the price varies depending on this type of trip, because it is going to be a case-by-case pricing. So I'm trying to think of the best way. I guess we could put a range, but I still have I haven't like designed a price model for this yet. But it would be case by case. It would definitely vary depending on what the trip is, of course, and what the relevant costs are for a trip like that. The Greece one is pretty cheap though. It's not that big of an investment, but it depends, of course, on the itinerary, like on the itinerary for the trip, and then how much of it we, for example, pay upfront ourselves, because then we'll charge more, of course, for those experiences, and maybe it depends if we make it all-inclusive or how much we make it sort of pay, like do yourself or pay for your own flights and all this stuff. So it depends on all these factors. So it's hard to say, but I'm just gonna honestly put I'll have to do some research here and go back through our documentation to figure out what price range I would have given it. But I'm just gonna put a experience price and then put a question mark. Okay. I like that. I like that line. Okay. Obviously not finished. I'm just gonna fly on to the next one. Just to keep the ball rolling and to get this all done. Ooh, okay. I think I might have to end the stream now actually, and it's already 4:30, so I think I'll probably have to finish this at home. I don't think I'll stream the rest for today, but I'll probably pick it up tomorrow when I continue. Um, I'm just gonna work from home for the rest of today, so I probably won't stream it and continue with the co-working session. But I'm gonna power through this. So hopefully by tomorrow when I record this, because I've got some other projects I'm taking off tomorrow morning and during the day. So I'll probably ideally be done with the draft for each page. So have each page more or less mapped out with the updated copy and tweaked up. And then tomorrow I'll just go through and clean it up and get the kind of nitpicky detail. And I need to record some videos tomorrow as well, actually, for our landing page. I need a new video sort of explaining the program, so people know what they're expecting before we have like our initial free consultations, our discovery calls really. And then I will also record a kind of like behind the scenes look at our platform and a walkthrough, sort of a guided walkthrough, which I'll record with Loom actually. So yeah, I'm gonna have to film this too tomorrow. I won't be able to stream obviously filming that, but I probably will need to edit them after, so I could film that. That'll probably be my main project for tomorrow, editing those and recording that session. So yeah, that is a quick one for today, but I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen now. Oh, there we go. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to take a break, get outside, cycle home, and yeah, I'll hop right back into it tomorrow. So cool. And I'll start doing I might do the first come train with me live stream over the weekend as well, just to capture that too. But yeah, awesome. Cheers for today. Thanks for today.